Traveling back through timelines of other lives and ancestral lines is a powerful method to uncover, understand, and heal patterns, beliefs, and traumas that are deeply embedded in your subconscious and your energetic field. Today, I'm going to give you an overview of how and why this works, along with steps and methods for exploring it. But first, I'm going to take you on a journey. Hi, I'm Robin Plym, your transformational guide. I work with those who are ready to break free from old patterns and embrace lasting change. As an author of Awake, Aware, Conscious, I've seen firsthand how powerful transformation can be when we align it with our inner wisdom. In this video, I'll share insights from both my book and personal experience to help you begin your own journey of self-healing and growth. So don't forget to check out my website, hit the subscribe button for more transformational resources, and leave some comments. I'd love to see some. So let's get started. I want you to close your eyes and imagine you are laying down in bed. Take a nice deep breath, and as you let it out, feel your body relaxing into sleep. I want you to find yourself standing in a storage container, however that may look for you. Here you have stored cupboards and drawers, with old and out-of-season clothes, family keepsakes you want to store safely, ornaments and trinkets, and generally things that you currently don't have space for or don't want to get rid of. As you consider the space, you notice that it seems smaller than it should be. You investigate the back wall and notice a door that if you had not been having a closer look, you would have never seen it. So seamlessly does it blend in. You open the door to find a whole other, larger room beyond. You enter the room, and it's as if the occupants have stepped out never to return. The room feels like an old living space. It has 3 beds, desks, cupboards, and clothing scattered about. You notice the desks have notes and textbooks open. It feels like a room shared by students from the past. As you walk around the room, you notice another door at the rear. You open this door to find a whole new space opening. There are multiple doors of different styles and sizes accessed from a twisting path. It is as if you've stepped back into an abandoned network of doors, a hidden rabbit warren stretched out ahead of you. You enter one of the many doors to find yourself standing in a different living space. Children's toys on the floor, ornaments and household items on shelves, clothing, furniture. But everything here looks old, certainly nothing that you would find in your own home. You investigate the room, recognizing the value of these items in today's market. Others have wandered in and moving about the room now, you notice them taking things. In fact, you take 1 or 2 pieces that catch your eye before somebody else does. You leave the room to continue onto another door. As you move down the path between doors, you notice that more and more people are coming and going from doors, many carrying items or even wearing clothing from those rooms. You enter another door. This room is as the others, a single room as a snapshot of the life that lived here. You move around the room, noticing the differences in the objects that held value for these people, the contents of the rooms, and how they lived. In fact, every door that you enter shows a different snapshot. Some show wealth, others poverty, family or solitary life, the young, the old, and everything in between. Some rooms you take keepsakes, things that hold value, things that feel sentimental, things that are beautiful, or simply things that remind you of good times, bad times, or any other time. You notice your arms are now full, so you head back to your storage container, closing the door behind you. You place them on your shelves, and it's time to wake up from your dream and open your eyes. This journey represents other lives and ancestral timelines and how they influence your current timeline. You could rerun this same journey with different doors or even having the inhabitants from the rooms present. You could be an observer or interacting with them. You have the power to heal underlying patterns that are not even yours by traveling timelines. So let's look at why this is so powerful. Now, the things that we hang on to or are passed along are beliefs and values that we learn or cling to. As with our dream state, you do this without conscious thought. Being conscious and present when traveling through timelines of other lives and ancestral lines is a powerful method to uncover, understand, and to heal patterns and beliefs and even traumas that are deeply embedded in your subconscious and your energetic field. So how does this happen? All right, well, there's an energetic memory. Energy carries memory, events, emotions, and beliefs from other lives or ancestral experiences can imprint on your energy field. Now, these unresolved experiences often result as limiting beliefs, fears, or reoccurring patterns in your life. And then there's the epigenetic and the ancestral influence. So, trauma or emotional experiences from ancestors can be passed down through our DNA via epigenetic markers. All right, well, what's epigenetics? It's the study of how behaviours, environment, and external factors can influence the way your genes are expressed without changing the undercurrent DNA sequence. So these changes can affect how your genes are turned on or off and can sometimes be passed down to future generations. So, for example, an ancestor's fear of scarcity or abandonment might manifest in your life as a limiting money mindset or attachment issues. There's also the quantum field and the timelines. So, for a spiritual perspective, all timelines, past, present, and future, exist simultaneously in the quantum field. They're all happening at once. Now, but for simplicity, I will just refer to them as other lives in this video, even though to us they feel like they are in past times. By tuning into this field, you can revisit, influence these timelines, and to reduce the stuck energy or even rewrite old stories. Now, there's also the soul contract with our other lives. So, past life exploration can reveal soul contracts, karmic patterns, or unresolved emotional wounds that are influencing your present day experiencing. Now, by resolving these, you can break free from the cycles of repeating them lifetime after lifetime. Now, we often carry forward beliefs and values from other lives, ancestors, or cultural conditioning that influence our choices, our relationships, or our sense of self. Now, these can be empowering or limiting depending on their origins and how we interpret them. So let's just look at some common ones just across those few areas and you'll get the gist of how powerful an influence these are. All right, so some examples of beliefs carried forward from other lives might be vows or oaths where you swore to poverty, celibacy, or silence. Maybe the survival beliefs where you run on fear, mistrust, self sacrifice, karmic lessons, unworthiness, power fears, suffering, role attachments. You've got the savior complex or the victim mindset. All right, what about some of those ancestral things that can come through? Scarcity and lack, never having enough, hard work equals worth, fear of change, don't stand out, stay safe, shame or guilt, unworthiness, family burdens, family curses, or even from the culture. So the genetic roles, the woman sacrifice, men hide emotions, beauty standards, lovability is tied to appearance, or even work ethic. Rest is lazy. Struggle equals success. Now, this will depend on where in the world you have your ancestral lines. Some countries are far more focused on one of these particular aspects than others. Now, what about some examples of values that get carried forward from other lives? Well, spiritual dedication, resilience, wisdom, connection to nature. From our ancestors, it might be family loyalty, cultural traditions, hard work, faith, or even from a cultural perspective, compassion, collective responsibility, ambition is good, independence. Wow, what a list of potential baggage or support. Now, these beliefs and values influences our choices and our patterns. They can either empower us or they can limit us. So for example, a positive influence would be beliefs like resilience, compassion, spiritual growth can guide you towards fulfillment and purpose, often act as those inner resources to navigate life. Whereas if they're seen from a negative influence, it's inheriting beliefs like scarcity, fear of change, unworthiness holding you back, keeping you stuck in survival mode, all those old patterns on repeat. Healing involves identifying and releasing limiting beliefs while reinforcing the ones that align with your true self and are going to empower you. All right, so here's an easy something. What are some signs that you might benefit from timeline or ancestral healing? Where I had some of those persistent emotional triggers or fears with no clear origin. Example, I have a fear of deep water. Never had a problem yet. I really dislike deep water. It might be heights, it might be abandonment. What about the patterns of self-sabotaging or limiting beliefs? I am not worthy. I always have to struggle. A sense of carrying family burdens, repeated unhealthy relationship dynamics, or financial struggles that runs through the family generations, chronic physical symptoms or illnesses with no clear medical explanation. Maybe it's a deep, unexplained connection to certain places, cultural, or even historical events. So first, I'm going to share some practical methods, and then I'm going to give you a process for timeline healing. All right, so here's a list of some practical methods that you can use. Introspective hypnosis is great for going back into past and ancestral memories, which are stored in the subconscious. A practitioner like me guides you to specific events and allows you to reframe and release those emotional charges that are tied to them. Maybe ancestral lineage healing, so connecting with your ancestors through meditation, ritual, or journaling, focusing on acknowledging their pain offering forgiveness and then releasing burdens that are no longer yours to carry. Maybe regression techniques. Past life regression allows you access to significant other life events that may influence your current pattern. For example, a vow of poverty in another life may be manifesting as financial struggles in this life. Energetic cord cutting. So use visualization to cut energetic cords connecting you to ancestral traumas, other life vows, or unresolved relationships. So this helps you free up your energy for the present. Now, family constellations is another one. It's a powerful method to reveal and heal hidden family dynamics and systemic issues. It involves mapping out family relationships and energetically shifting patterns. You're going to need a facilitator for this one. Now, journaling through timelines. So, writing letters to your ancestors or other life selves, expressing gratitude, acknowledging experiences, and releasing those inherent patterns and beliefs. All right, so let's give you a practical process for clearing other lives and ancestral beliefs. So step one is set a clear intention. Decide what you want to address. Is it the fear of rejection, a lack mindset? And then state it clearly, like, I intend to release inherited or other life belief tied to the fear of rejection. Okay, so step two is you need to get into that meditative state. So enter a relaxed state through deep breathing or guided meditation and visualize yourself traveling through a tunnel of light. Ask to access the door to the timeline where the belief originated. Step three, you want to observe the root event. So as you step through that door, let the images, emotions, sensations arrive, whatever it's going to come up for your body. We're not all the same. You might see a scene from another life. You might feel an ancestral memory, or you just intuitively know what's happening. So stay open and curious. And then step four is you want to acknowledge and reframe. So imagine yourself stepping into that timeline as a healer. Offer compassion, forgiveness, or understanding to your other self or ancestor and release them from the pain or belief they were carrying. Now, step five is we want to cut or transform the energy. So we're going to visualize cutting those energetic cords, dissolving the heavy energy, rewriting the narrative. So, for example, you might see an ancestor who experienced scarcity now thriving in abundance. Exit back out the door you entered and ask to be returned to your current timeline. So you're traveling back through the tunnel of light. Now, the last step is you need to integrate the healing. So bring your awareness back to the present. Visualize yourself filled with light, free of the old pattern. Just imagine it just sliding off with that light. And affirm a new belief. I am worthy of love and abundance in every timeline. And it's as simple as that. Rerun the process when you want to do it, or jot some notes down for yourself so when you do it, you'll be able to flow through it easily. Now, there are some practical tools you can use every single day. Now, after clearing a timeline, you want to reinforce the healing with daily affirmations such as I am free from ancestral limitations, or I create my own abundance story. You can also light a candle, use a crystal, like tourmaline for ancestral healing or amethyst for other life recall. You might do some dream work. So before sleep, set an intention to receive insights about other lives or ancestral patterns. Keep a journal by your bed to record your dreams. Some energy practices might be using breath work or grounding techniques to release any residual energy after a session. So visualize roots connecting you to the earth, letting the old energy just flow away and get transmuted. Now there's forgiveness rituals too. So write a letter of forgiveness to ancestors, yourself, or any other version of you. Burn it, bury it, use them as a symbolic release. So what are the long-term potential benefits for clearing past life and ancestral patterns? Well, you release the emotional baggage, which leads you to a greater freedom and joy in this life. You have changes and breakthroughs in those recurring challenges. So the relationships, finances, health, all start to look different. You get a deeper connection with your soul's purpose. And the most important one is healing generational wounds, not just for yourself, but for future descendants. Now, exploring timelines is a deeply personal journey, and it requires patience, trust, and a willingness to face what comes up. Now, the more you practice, the easier it becomes to access and clear old energies. So I hope you have gained some insight and benefit to clearing these limiting beliefs and patterns. Leave a comment in the box and don't forget to like and subscribe. And my gratitude goes out to you for not just clearing yourself of this, but for clearing other generations. So I will catch you next week. Bye.